What is up, people? Welcome back to another edition of Parlay Madness. We got the Lou, myself, and we got the Jew himself. What's going on, Jew?
Hey, bro, everything's good. I'm excited for this pay-per-view card, and yeah, let's get into it, bro. I'm excited. This is episode 28 of Parlay Madness. We've been at this for a while now. We got the background. We've came a long way, bro, and I'm hoping we can get a big parlay cash for the people. You know, a lot of chatter in the streets talking about JB. You know, he's gone soft. He hasn't. You know, he's going for the low odds now. You know, I may just have to drop a banger on him. I may just have to.
We might have to, bro. And if we're ever gonna, or if you're ever gonna, this is the card to do it on, because I'm very, very excited about this card. Not only do I like my bets, but that's better. You guys can hear me way better now, way better quality. But yeah, not only do I like my bets, I just think this card's a banger, man. You know, I haven't felt like that for a while. I can't remember the last time I've felt big fight feels. You know, I put it in the chat earlier, but this is definitely a big fight feel. We got Volkanovski. Anytime Volkanovski steps in the octagon, I'm excited. I don't think I've ever not been excited for a Volk fight since he burst onto the scene. So, you know, that's good in and of itself. Anytime we get to see one of the GOATs fight, and then he's taking on Diego Lopes, that guy's electrifying. You know, I've never lost a Diego Lopes fight. I've bet on him many times. I've never faded him. And for good reason. He's never lost outside of the Evloev fight in the UFC. Dana White's Contender Series is not the UFC banner. So, you know, I think that this is... Actually, I think I did bet on Evloev there, which didn't look like a good bet. Actually, no, I didn't bet minus 900. I definitely didn't do that. But, yeah, this is a great fight, man. Outside of that fight, we've got Yair Rodriguez taking on Patricio Pitbull. We've got so many great fights on this card, and I cannot wait. So let me not hold anybody. We're going to get straight into the card. You mentioned a background earlier. Let's bring it up.
You remember the first card we broke down? I was talking about it earlier. It was Yair versus Volkanovski on our guy Liam's channel. So it's kind of come full circle. It's coming full circle.
Full circle. We had Liam on the pod yesterday, which is the first time we had him on our pod, which is interesting. We should have got him on for this episode. It would have made more sense because Yair and Volk are both on the card, but it was all good. Last week we did good. Last week we did well, man. I don't think we hit a parlay, but a lot of our takes were on point. We had Sabatini there. That was a fucking amazing read. You know, we had a bunch of other ones.
I think we were one off on yours. I could be talking smoke out of my ass though.
No, we was waiting on GM3 for a plus 747.
Yeah, that was it.
And we were so close to putting Sabatini over GM3 in, which is annoying.
We got some hitters in the chat too, bro. We got some hitters in the chat today, bro.
Yeah, let me shout out the chat real quick. We got Oluwajun Dream. As soon as I do this, we'll get into it. Mushroom, my man Mushroom, I haven't seen you too much, bro. Where you been at? You're out there in the streets of Philadelphia. I know it's grimy out there. I hope you're doing well, bro. I hope you're still making content. I haven't seen too much from you, but shout out to my man Mushroom. Chris Jones, shout out to you, brother. JB in the chat and on the screen. He can do it all. Guys talking about plus 2,000 on the Miller sub. We're definitely going to get into that one. You know that. Who else we got? Anu, crew, but due for a big weekend. We're due for a huge one. We're due for a plus 4,000. I'm sorry. All 15 people here before the... I don't know what that means, but yeah. What else we got going on? Dixon Cider, my man. Shout out to you. Haven't been taking collagen or vitamin E. How you looking so fresh, bro? Don't make me blush, man. I'm a white boy. You can see when I blush. I ain't black. You know what I mean? You can't see if they blush, but you can see if we blush. So don't be doing that. It's that New Zealand sun, yeah? You know I get my sun. You know I'm a big proponent of touching grass, boys. Like, you see me in front of the screen all of the time. I don't show you the personal life, but the personal life, I'm out there touching grass every single day, swimming in the ocean, etc., etc. What else we got going? We lost money on your lays. Damn. Sorry, bro. You should be winning money. Enjoying your Instagram post. I've been around like 2 years with you. Oh, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you being rocking.
My guy Rico calling me the GOAT, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry. I just click random ones. I don't even look at them before I click. That's why I bring up the hate. I bring up the hate because I don't look at it because it's funny, you know? So that's why I like my man. I didn't look at his comment before I brought it up, but bro, you've been clicking on the wrong fucking ones then. We've been cashing for a long time now.
Yeah, last week kind of fucking fumbled the bag, but we were close. We were really close. A lot of
I
big
mean,
ones.
I cashed last week, and a lot of my bets cashed. The parlays are a bit different. Parlays are different, bro. Like people here for the breakdowns. It's hard to hit a plus 800 parlay, but I mean the takes we give out are fucking elite.
Not this week, bro. Not this week.
We got this one.
Teddy, I don't even know who that is, bro.
Yeah, neither do I, and I didn't even read it again. Sorry, bro. All right, let's go. We'll get straight into the card, boys. This is a pretty good. I wanted to leave this on the screen because this is a fucking sick. The UFC do shitty posters, but this is kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to go straight to the first fight of the night. We got a lot of fights this week, man. I got bets on 11 out of 13 fights, which is kind of crazy. And they're not all big bets. Some we got like a half a unit shot and stuff like that, but I still do have bets on 11 of the 13 fights. So I think there is no rest. There is no piss break for me. I'm going to have to piss in a cup or something. You know what I mean? There is no piss break for me. Talking of piss breaks, Hailey Cowan versus Nora Cornolle. To be honest, I don't think that is a piss break. And I have heard your take on the late night spaces we did yesterday. And that's why it's not a piss break, because we're actually both calling this fight to end ITD. So you want to take us away, JB? I've been hogging the mic too much now.
Yeah, I think if it ends ITD, it's most likely the Cornolle side. I think she could hit her with knees to the body. It's more so a gas tank issue for Hailey Cowan. And like I had mentioned on the original podcast I did this week with my guy Couch Warrior, make sure you guys go check that out. I think it's a different form of cardio gas for her. I do think she gets tired, but I think it's mostly lactic acid buildup just due to the way she's built. Everything is, very grunty and like strengthy. She's a former gymnast, so I think she relies a lot on that physicality. And I think as the fights go on and the more she even grapples, we see the hands start to come down. Even in the fourth fight, in the later rounds, she could barely hold her hands up. So I just worry, like, possibly later in the fight, she could wind up on her back. And in that case, like, I would just try and steer into volatility here. Maybe play like Cornolle 2-3 props, Cornolle 2-3 sub, because we've seen Cowan get submitted before in these fights. And I know Nora Cornolle isn't the greatest jiu-jitsu grappler, but I could see her getting a late takedown or a reversal while Hailey's tired and possibly submitting her like Claudia Leche almost did, and a few girls on the regional scene did as well. So likely a KO late, if anything, but I don't really feel strongly about the money line side. There could be a path for Cowan here, just cage push. Sometimes I've seen Nora Cornolle not active to get off the fence. She will land knees with that crossface and short elbows, but it's possible, it's just a path to victory for Cowan. So I'm not so strong on the money line here. Probably just for the parlay episode, going to be a pass for me, maybe a ITD, like fight doesn't go.
Yeah, I share a lot of the same thoughts. The way I break down the money line, I guess, is that in my opinion, if Hailey wins the fight, it's probably going to be a very close split decision, because I think she probably needs takedowns to win the fight, at least cleanly. And if she is getting takedowns, I still think Nora will reverse her at least once. And I think with the reversal, she'll create a lot more damage. So instantly she'll win the round. And I think she'll probably win another round. If not, they'll be very close. So yeah, I think Hailey Cowan kind of needs some split decision, to win the fight. Whereas I think Nora can win the fight via TKO. I think Nora can win the fight actually cleaner in the decision based on damage. And then I also think Nora can win the fight via submission. So I do kind of agree with the line being where it is, but stylistically, it doesn't really look that way because both of these girls are kind of low level. Cowan may have some grappling upside. But yeah, I'm going to take Nora in this one. And yeah, I think she's got a chance to win it inside the distance. Like when I'm watching tape, I'm like, man, maybe she has a chance to win ITD. Maybe she doesn't. I don't really know. But if we go and look at these guys' records, right, on Wikipedia, and if we wikicap them, we will see that Nora Cornolle has basically all of her wins inside the distance, right? And then you watch tape and you see this chick throws hard. She's very aggressive. She doesn't stop coming forward. And she wants to get you out of there, and she's very, very physical. And that can end in finishes. And then if we look at Hailey Cowan's record, we see that her two losses have both come inside the distance. And there has been other fights that have almost ended inside the distance. Like you mentioned one, right? So it's like, obviously we can't only go on records and we can't wikicap fights, but they can be very, very important because we can see how fighters lose, right? We can see how fighters like to lose. There's a lot of fighters where, like, for example, Donald Cerrone. This guy, if you're knocking him out, 90% of the time, you're knocking him out in round one, right? And you can see that throughout his entire career. Same thing with Julian Erosa. If you're finishing a dude, it's probably a knockout and it's probably in round one. Couple of round two finishes there. So what that tells us is that, okay, these guys have a propensity to do something a similar way throughout their entire career. And from what we've seen, Cowan, if she loses, she gets finished. And if Nora wins, she finishes. So, yeah, I mean, and then you watch tape and it kind of reconfirms it. So I feel like Nora has a good chance to win inside the distance. I'm not calling it outright because they're both low level. I think Cowan can slow things down in the grappling a little bit. And at the end of the day, they have been to a decision in their UFC fights already, both of them. So, yeah, I just think it's an upside shot. It's plus money, 255 on Nora Cornolle and plus 700 on a submission line is all right. So I'm actually going to add Cornolle as a money line side, although I don't know if a parlay suits her, but I will add the ITD as well. So, JB, can you help me with the odds? If not, I could probably get them up, but I think it adds something to the show when you tell me the odds, bro. You know, we go back and forth rather than just me.
How's my bike sounding? Are we all good or?
Yeah, sounded good. I can't hear that white noise anymore.
All right, yeah. Cool. We're just gonna go with the best available line on like the main books. Let's look. Minus 180 I'm seeing on Bet Online and minus 172 on FanDuel. Let's take that. And then I will go to FanDuel because I have to bring up the props for this fight. I'm going to take a sprinkle on some stuff here. So you like Nora Cornolle ITD?
Yeah.
All right. Because I think that's who finishes it, if anything. Let's go.
Under plus 150 and her ITD is plus 255. I don't understand the dollar discrepancy.
Let's see. Double chance on FanDuel. We can get plus 280. Plus 280.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I like that. Yeah, because the fight doesn't go as only plus 152. It's like,
yeah,
I don't really get that. And I'll take the sprinkle on the 2-3 sub. We'll just mention it because I watched this fight versus I think it was Juliet-Chukwu or whatever it was, and it wasn't high level, but I don't think in the beginning Cowan's gonna have the grappling upside. The later the fight goes, I think Haley can make a mistake, and that's where I think Cornolle will get a reversal. It's not like she
reversed Jocelyn Edwards like a few times, bro.
Yep, and it was because Jocelyn made a mistake. It wasn't like anything high level, but
true. Yeah. And also because of her physicality and strength, right? You know, like she's very physical girl. So, you know, being a jiu-jitsu player and anyone who's trained jiu-jitsu, they know you can be a much better grappler than someone, or maybe not much better, but you can be a better grappler than someone. But if they're extremely physical, athletic, and explosive, they can reverse you. Maybe then you reverse them back, but they can get it, right? And I think Nora is very physical and explosive for a woman. So I think that even if she's the worst grappler, she can still reverse here.
Sure, bro. We got some hitters in the chat today, bro. Our guy Dan. Shout out to Dan. Shout out my guy Dravy.
My man Dan. He's got the best comment section. He posted up the comment section on Twitter earlier of his YouTube video, and then I went to it, and I had to put people in their place. Like, you guys are talking shit, bro. The comments are always funny, bro. My man Dravi, what's going on, bro? We've been on a streak so far. We're going to continue that shit this weekend. Someone's saying, Sammy's saying likelihood of a draw. Damn. I don't know about that one, bro, but maybe. This guy's saying he went to school with me and I used to give you wedgies and stuff in lockers. If you really went to school with me, you know the drill, bro. We won't get into that one. What else? Oh, yeah. What you guys think of Sean Woodson? You got to be patient, my man. Qui-Gon Jinn, you got to be patient, bro. We're going to get to that. So, yeah, did you say that? Did you tell me the sub 2-3 one?
I think it's plus 26 and plus 34.
And bro, I gave out Chang Ho Lee last week. Chang Ho Lee submission 2-3. Tell me that shit weren't close.
Ridiculous, bro. Yeah, I got to stick with my gut on this one. I know it's probably going to be the KO, if anything, but I'm just going to take the sprinkle, man.
Okay, 26 and what, sorry?
At 34. You get the round combo for plus 1,600 on FanDuel for the people watching.
Bang, bang. All right, on to the next one, boys. On to the next one. We have got... No, we don't. Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. I'll be kind of quick with this one, JB. Yeah, sorry? Thanks for muting. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I will I'll be quick with this one. I think Marco Tulio is the much better fighter. I think that he's the better striker, the better grappler, the better wrestler, potentially has the better durability. I'll have to think about that one a little bit more. And I think he's got the better cardio, the higher level of experience, even though Tresean Gore's been in the UFC for a long time. So, man, I mean, that's kind of a clean sweep, I don't really know what Tresean Gore does better. Do you want to say he does athleticism better? He does explosion? I don't know, man. I don't really know what Tresean Gore does better than this guy. And it's kind of sad because, shout out to my man Dan on Half the Bat. He was mentioning that he came into this organization at 3-0 and he doesn't have the time to build up. They did the same thing with Allberg. Obviously, Allberg, extensive kickboxing background, so he was all right. And then they have done the same with Navajo Sterling. But really, you shouldn't be coming into the UFC at 3-0. And they're not doing this guy any favors, giving him Marco Tulio. They've done him a couple of favors in his last 2 fights, but in this one, they're feeding him to the wolves here. I mean, I think Gore can knock him out, but if he doesn't, I think he's getting knocked out himself. I'm picking Tulio KO round 2, maybe even round 1, man. End of round 1. What about you, Ju?
Yeah, I like Gore. Got a nice high elbow guillotine. He's gotten a lot better since the start of his career. Like you said, short on experience. But there's just going to be a certain point in this fight where I think he realized he's outgunned. I think if Tulio wants to put him on his back, I think he could do so. I think if Tulio wants to stay on the outside and strike with this guy, he'll be fine. He's just got to avoid big power shots from the inside in round 1. And Gore can crack, man. Let's not get it twisted. There is a possibility of him knocking him out here. But I don't give it much. But what is it? 15%, 20%? Club and sub maybe. But I think Tulio is the rightful side here. I'm not going to go deep into it because we got a lot of fights to break down. And I think he's a good parlay leg. I don't want to get too cute with any method because I think he's live for all 3.
Yeah, all right, fair enough, bro. So we'll write down Tulio as the money line side. I like the ITD, maybe that doesn't go to decision. If you can tell me all of those.
Yeah, I think he could win a decision here too. Gore's been to decision before. Brian Battle took him to decision. I know he's not a crazy finisher, but he lasted the full time there. And there's still some questions with Tulio, but if you like the ITD, I don't hate it because, like I said, I could just personally see him winning all 3 methods. The best line on Tulio here is gonna be on Bet Online minus 365, and the fight ends ITD is minus 285 on Bet Online.
What about Tulio ITD?
Let me look. Sorry, taking my time here so I can make sure I get the right odds. We need a producer. I say this every.
Actually, someone messaged me and said he would be a producer.
Minus 180, bro.
Are you in the chat, bro? Whoever messaged me saying that they would be a producer, because then I followed him and I saw their post come up on my timeline today, and he was speaking some sense. The guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to sports betting, so I might have to get him on.
Probably watches me in my pack every 2 seconds, goes out, and then he feels bad for me because I have to.
Oh, yeah, bro. That's multitasking, bro. What price did you say?
Minus 180 for Tulio ITD. It's on FanDuel, guys.
I'll write it down anyway, just in case
All right.
if I might need a leg, I might need a leg.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't hate it.
All right, bro. Next fight. I'll let you take this one away, bro. Mudaerji versus Mitch Raposo. Good fight, man. Good fight.
I like this one, man. I think Mitch Raposo, people are expecting him to grapple here. I think he probably should grapple here if he wants a chance to win the fight. But I don't think Sue has the worst takedown defense in the world. People shit on him for the Tim Elliott fight, but you got to remember he's coming off a major layoff in that spot. And I remember people were shitting on me, James, because I took the plus 2,200 Sue Mudaerji by submission versus Tim Elliott with the ends by sub. But the Sue Mudaerji's part, kind of looks stupid, right? I was getting a little bit roasted for that one. But then he comes out in the Charles Johnson fight and almost submits Charles Johnson. And I said, oh, my Lord. I wasn't the idiot I thought I was. This guy does have something, because he's training with guys who go for submissions at Team Alpha Male. And obviously, when you know you're deficient in something, it's something you're going to work on. And I thought he showed some massive improvements against Charles Johnson. And maybe I'm just tripping, right? But you can't get like that much better in that short a time. And Mitch Raposo to me isn't a submission threat like a lot of these other guys like Alan Nascimento, who is a high-level black belt. And then he's going to have a tough time getting around the long reach advantage, I think, of Mudaerji, the in and out movement. This guy's a sniper. He can be hit on the feet, but I think he's gotten a lot better with the defense. Charles Johnson was able to hurt him. So, yeah, Mitch Raposo could theoretically hit him, but I think it's going to take the perfect shot for one, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get into range. And if he does get into range, he's got to worry about those step-in elbows that he's going to throw. But I don't know how he didn't finish Matt Schnell with those. That was insane, bro. So, yeah, I like Mudaerji here. I think he's going to win, and I'm probably going to put him in my parlay. Simple as that.
Yeah, this is a good fight. The price on Mudaerji has been dropping, for the most part all week, some buyback. I kind of understand why, because obviously he has a potential grappling path here. He has a potential knockout path here, but I feel like those are kind of slim, to be honest, man. Like, Su should probably win it 7 out of 10. He's just a much better striker, much better striker. And he could be a little bit vulnerable on the feet if you just bum rush him. But I don't know, man. I think Mitch is going to take a lot of jabs, a lot of strikes coming in. And I don't know if he's necessarily going to be able to just keep pushing the pace when he's taking those jabs, when he's getting rocked, when he's getting 1-2'd. Like, is he really going to want to keep pushing the pace? You can't just keep taking jabs and straights to the face forever. Mudaerji hit Charles Johnson with a spinning wheel kick in round 3 last fight. So, man, he might just hit him with something crazy as well. He's got good knees up the middle. Like, Mudaerji has got good striking overall. On top of that, he almost, I won't say almost, but he attempted some submissions on Charles Johnson last time. I've been on many pods this week. I've done my own pod. I've made it clear that Mudaerji via submission at plus 1,800 is a good spot. At plus 1,400 is still a decent spot. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen, but I guess what I'm trying to portray is the fact that Mudaerji also has grappling upside and even grappling finishing upside against Mitch Raposo. So he's the way better striker, way level higher experience, and he has some grappling upside and finishing upside on the feet and the ground. So, I think when you add all that into the pot, he's probably going to win this fight. Mitch could potentially make it a little bit sweaty at times, but, because he is a tough guy who will swing. But I don't know if he's UFC level, man. You know what I mean? Like, he might be very low UFC level. And I think Su, even though he hasn't got the wins, I feel like in his last fight, he's proven himself. And in the Schnell fight, he's proven himself that he can compete at the upper echelon. He just hasn't got the W yet, but I think he gets the W on this level most of the time. So, yeah, I'm picking Su, bro. What we got for Su money line? And I don't know if we want to do sub or... I think the ends ITD is decent, to be honest, because Mitch kind of has to win ITD for the most part. And if he takes him down, he probably will do some damage because Su always gets damaged. And then I think Su can finish him. So those are the two that I like.
Right. All right. Ooh. Oh, let me see here. Let me look. Mudaerji, I think -1. You get -165 on Circa, but -170 on FanDuel.
Yeah, whatever. It's the same thing, man.
Yep. I'd rather use FanDuel Circa. I can't even use that shit. I don't know how you know. So yeah. And then the ends ITD, right?
Yes, please.
Fight ends ITD is +130 on Bet Online.
Fight ends ITD is +130. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good, bro.
Don't hate it. What about Su sub? I thought you said you like that.
Yeah. For a parlay to be kind of insane, but
maybe for the Lou and the Joe, I don't know. Or just to throw it up there to say we threw it up there, right?
Yeah, you could tell me.
Plus 1,700. That's a bit wild, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
It's on FanDuel, by the way, guys. I mean, if I took it at plus 2,200 against Tim Elliott, I got it. And this guy been subbed also, you know?
And this guy got subbed by Jake Hadley, bro. Not the best ever, you know?
Yeah, I kind of got to just sprinkle something there. 17,000? Bro, oh, man, we're rich.
So, what we got going on? Diego, Paddy, Silva, Krylov. That's a lot of people, man. Hopefully you don't put too much on that.
Sick
Maybe
parlay, bro.
take them individually. Jorik Vartanov asking me if I'm going to put money on what I write. Are you new here, bro? Are you new here? Let me show this guy. Wait there. Who's the main event today? Alexander Volkanovski. I'm coming back to you.
Remember when we took Tapori against him, we crushed on that card, and then we also crushed on the Ortega versus Yair. We cashed a big bet on that card. I remember that because that was
the biggest. That was one of the biggest ones ever.
Yeah. Moreno versus Royval. Yeah, that was our best card for sure.
Can you see this? Can you motherfucking see this? This is the slips. Look at these slips. Volkanovski, he's fighting today, and I'm showing these slips. Boys, I've been showing slips for motherfucking years, man. Come on, don't come at me. Don't come at me. Had to flex on them one time. You know, motherfuckers ain't betting. A lot of people ain't betting, but
that was a good one. Where's Holloway?
Yeah, bro, that was a solid one. Volkanovski has cashed me so much money over the years, man. I even bet against him in his Topuria fight and in his Makhachev fight and via KO in both fights. Makhachev KO was like plus 600, bro. It was crazy. No one thought he would KO him. I think the only time I lost on a Volk fight was when I bet on Volk against Makhachev. And that was plus 300. That was a good bet, man. So, yeah. But we can move on. Next fight of the night is Sedriques Dumas versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. I'll be quick on this one. I like that Michal is at Fighting Nerds now. And the reason I like it is because I think that it shows that mentally he wants to be here. And mentally he's going to put in a shift. He's got some good people around him, positive environment, positive experience, the hottest camp in the game. So this is all positives for Michal. Now, Michal, however you say his name. Michal Oleksiejczuk or Michal Oleksiejczuk? I don't fucking know. People say both ways. I don't know, man. But yeah,
Michal.
Yeah, that's a third way. You know what I mean? I call him Mike. So I actually believe that this is not a spot in which maybe he shows crazy improvements because of the Fighting Nerds in terms of his technicality and his skill set. But what I will say is I think that mentally he could show improvements. And really, if this guy comes in mentally ready, I think he's going to run over Sedriques Dumas. So, yeah, that's my opinion on the fight. I think Sedriques Dumas could take him down. You know, could take him down and grapple him. But, man, is he really going to do that for 3 rounds and maybe 1 round jab his head off? I don't think so, man. It's very, very hard to just outpoint Michal on the feet. You got to be a very good striker, bouncing in and out of range. And Sedriques Dumas ain't that guy, man. Yes, he jabs you and can stay a little bit safe, but he ain't going to be able to stay for 15. He's going to need to grapple here. I like Mike to get it done. Like Mike. And whoever knows that film is an absolute legend. Lil Bow Wow. Shout out that. If you guys remember Like Mike, we playing basketball. That is a banging film, boys. What, when he puts on the shoes and then he could just shoot free throws.
Like
and then
Curtis Blow.
Bro, that's a great film back in the day. If anyone knows Like Mike, you're a legend in my book. Let me know in the chat. But yeah, I think I like Mike this weekend, and I think he's going to get it done. KO round 2. Let's go. What about you, bro?
But why do you think like Dumas can't like get some grappling success here? Because I agree with you. I think he's gonna like knock him out. But my only worry is like the wrestling. So like, could you tell me why like Michal is gonna be able to defend the wrestling? Because that would make me feel confident putting Michal in a parlay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think. So I think that first of all, the best defense is offense, right? I think people forget that a lot of times in MMA. Like, no one thought Sabatini. A lot of people didn't think that Lopes was going to be able to defend the wrestling from Sabatini because they had seen him grappled in ACA. So what did Lopes do? Knock him out in round 1. He didn't give a chance to defend the wrestling. He did throw him off though. Like we reposted that clip the other day. But I think the best defense is offense. And I think the way Mike rolls forward and puts pace and pressure on Dumas, I do not think Dumas is going to like it, man. Dumas's shots are going to be awful. They're going to be panic shots. They're going to be, maybe early is a little bit athletic, but Mike's not going to stop coming forward, man. And Sedriques Dumas is not the type of guy like Kai Bahayo who's just going to take you down and submit you once, right? So I think that, I don't even know if Dumas is going to be able to have a chance to get his grappling off for 15 minutes because Mike's going to be running at him for the whole 15 minutes, landing heavy shots. And one thing I've seen from Dumas is that he does not like pressure. He doesn't like pace. He doesn't like pressure. We saw it in the Frem fight. We saw it in a Zaitar fight, in the fight that he won. And we saw it in a Tululan fight that he won. Just Zaitar and Tululan are just not on the level. Michal Oleksiejczuk was grappling Khalil Roundtree back in the day. This guy has very physical, even for light heavyweight. So I think that, the whole game of Michal makes it hard for Dumas to grapple him because I don't think Dumas is about that life, and I don't think he has the footwork to avoid the fight like Bahayo did to get the grappling going. That's like the main reason why I think that he's going to be able to defend the grappling. Now, specific like technicalities in the wrestling, I do think that's where he struggles a little bit. But yeah, man, every fight starts on the feet, and Dumas is not really that good at wrestling or grappling to me, man. Like, I don't think he is, bro. Cody Brundage kind of lost that fight himself. Cody Brundage is a gasser. Cody Brundage is not a good fighter. Outside of that, when have we seen Dumas take guys down and like just dominate? He just doesn't really. I've never really seen it, bro. So that's the reason why. But I do think that is his path, though.
Bet. I'm with you. I like Mikey O here. I think he's going to rip him to the body. I think he's going to be throwing uppercuts up the middle that Dumas is going to be scared to enter. And like you said, I don't think he likes the pressure. So, yeah, like you said. And I don't think he submits him on the ground. Like, you're working with guys like Chao Barallo, getting improvements. And remember, Kevin Holland's a high-level BJJ black belt, and he even dropped him in that fight. So, yeah, let's go with Mikey O, bro. I'm with you.
Yeah, and bro, like, a lot of people will say, oh, he's only been working for the Fighting Nerds for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, so he can't make improvements. But I don't agree at all, man. I feel like let me tell you now, man, if you get anybody rolling with Kai Bahayo every day for 6 weeks, and I don't know, they obviously didn't roll every day for 6 weeks, right? But if you roll with Kaio 3 days a week for 6 weeks, you are going to make massive improvements. Of course you are. Of course you are. You're literally getting now. Do you make like long-term improvements that stick with you? Like if he stops grappling now for another year, will he still have those same improvements? Probably not. 6 weeks, probably not long enough to get it ingrained for life. But what 6 weeks is long enough to do is get you ready for the fight, right? It's long enough to get you ready and slick in those positions. Like he's probably better at defending the rear naked choke now than he was 6 weeks ago. So that's the whole point on that. Like 6 weeks is long enough to make improvements for a one night. Maybe not for your entire life. You need to ingrain it, movement patterns for like years and years. But for one night, it definitely is enough, man. And anybody who's ever trained knows that. So let's fucking go, Mike. Oh, bang. Give me some lines, brother.
Got you, dog.
So I can sniff them up.
No, let's not do that. Not until we win. We can get some pack.
Yeah, bro. We get some pack.
-1. -185 on Bet Online.
I think he had dog in him against Shara in his very last fight, in a fight that he was training in the garage. Go and watch that fight again. Boys, do you know that fight got fight of the night? That fight got fight of the night for a reason, It wasn't just one man. He was trying to, he wasn't good enough, and he's training in the garage. But bro, he tried in that fight, man. He tried.
Yeah. Do we like anything else on this one? Because I think he could maybe finish him.
I like KO.
All right, bet. Let me look. Usually FanDuel is going to have the best odds for these, so look there. I could see us even maybe putting that in a parlay. So +145.
What's the money line, sorry?
I got you. It's -185 on Bet Online. And at the end, I'll make sure we get it all like the right way.
Let's go. All right, we're on the prelims now, boys. Can you take this one away from me? I just need to get my charger for my laptop. So let me know what you think, bro.
Yeah, I don't think we could bet Julian Erosa here. You go ahead. I like his guillotine choke though. I think he could catch Elkins in one, even though Elkins hasn't been submitted before. I think he was close to being submitted multiple times, so it's possible. It's possible Erosa just keeps this on the feet and outlands him there. But Elkins is a dog, man. He can make these fights very dirty. He obviously can hurt Julian Erosa because a gust of wind could make this guy do the chicken dance. Um, yeah, I don't have much to say on this one. For the parlays, I'll probably go with the fight goes. I like the overs in this one. I know like you could be worried about Erosa's chin, but Elkins, at the end of the day, he's not really a power puncher. I think he could hurt him, but I don't see him finishing him. You know, like these younger guys like Padilla, um, you know, and that fight was arguably an early stoppage. It was kind of crazy. So, yeah, and then you got Elkins on the other side, who historically has been insanely tough to finish. Yeah, it's possible he gets a front choke here, but I think that's, kind of the square play. Um, yeah, I like overs here. Um, no real money line side for me. And hopefully this dude gets back and gets a charger. I wish I could bring up the comments. Tulin won that fight. You mean Tululin?
Lula, I got the
Smoking
charge.
on that
I
headband.
got the coconut slice. I'm ready.
Yeah. Light it up. It Factor. That's what's up. Yeah, definitely, Alex. I mean, he went from training in a garage to at an actual team. Glenn Bot agreeing with me with the over. That's what's up. It's going to be a violent fight, but, at the end of the day, I think both guys could survive.
We playing basketball. All right. So I think Erosa might KO him in round one, and it's a big price. If it goes 15 minutes, are you are you happy with a Julian Erosa minus 340? I tell you that now. He ain't just gonna 15-minute dominate him. I don't think so. I mean, Erosa don't really happen to Erosa. Doesn't really happen to Elkins too much. Landwehr kind of did. JSP kind of did, but man, I don't really think Erosa's that type of guy, man. Eropa gets hit a lot. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with Erosa to knock him out in round one and kind of just dominate him. But if it goes 15 minutes, I ain't happy with it. So I'm definitely not betting minus 350 or whatever he is. But what did you say, bro? Just synopsis. Did you pick Erosa ITD or?
I don't need him. Yeah, I think he wins the fight. I think he probably subs him, bro. Guillotine choke type
Bro,
ordeal.
this guy can't be subbed, bro. Crazy.
Yeah. No, I like the over though. I said I like the over. You just
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, but I don't. I really, honestly, don't even want to put this one. If anything, Erosa, would be like the side, I guess. I don't know.
Should we skip?
You don't want to put Erosa in a parlay.
I definitely won't, but
All right, then
I think he finishes himself.
So then why not put in a parlay? Because the line.
Just lying, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
lying.
Gotcha. All right, bet.
Well, do you? Oh no, you said over. Yeah, okay, fuck that.
You want KO plus 270?
No, I'm just saying like. But you pick him to finish him, but then you like the over. Why? It's like pick him.
I just don't have a strong opinion on the fight, bro, and I'm stoned, bro.
That's why we should move on.
And my gut is telling me, like, just pass, bro. That's what it's saying. Yes, yeah, Jorick. That's how I'm feeling, bro. It's you gotta let the pack hit the soul, and then once it does, the picks start flowing. This is another fight I don't even care about, honestly. But I think Chase Hooper finishes him. Like, that's another, like, it's the same thing, bro. Like, what am I gonna bet on? ITD maybe? Like, that's it.
Yeah. What's under 2.5? I know it's 1.5, but alternate total.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving y'all a massive breakdown on these fights, but it's just how I feel.
No, it's fine. Some of them we will.
Yeah, we have already. I mean, for sure. Fight odds has it all messed up, bro. What do you want? The under? I think it's under 1.5. I might be able to find the under 2.5. Though. Hold on.
It is 1.5, but I'd like the alternate total. ITD ends ITD if you want, but
minus 112, under 2.5 on FanDuel.
what? Minus 112.
Yeah, on FanDuel.
Anywhere else?
I don't know.
Need to get FanDuel.
I got you, G. Hit me up.
Huh. I actually do have FanDuel on one of my American phones. Is it this one? You know, I'm not allowed, like, I shouldn't be able to open FanDuel, but I got some. Look at that, bro.
Hey.
I got some cracked out phones. We won't get into that one, though. What we got going on, but I can't bet on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hooper. All right, sweet. Hooper versus Miller under 2.5.
Yeah, minus 112.
I'll go for that all day, mate.
Probably get it on DraftKings too. I'm just not.
Jim Miller round 1 at plus 1800. Let's go.
You like that?
Yeah, of course, bro. Why not? If Jim wins this in round 1 and they're giving me 18-1, don't be so disrespectful. I don't think it'll hit though, but it's a good line, bro. Fuck. Jim Miller just finished Demon Jackson. Yeah, but I won't put 18-1 in the parlay, bro.
Now, if you're feeling it, you gotta write it down, bro. Just for the people, just for their sake.
Rick the Ruler, bro. Come on, man. You heard what I said. People always like just take shit out of context. Like, JB, can you JB's a grappler, right? He knows the score. Do you think, you remember what I said? Do you think that if someone's training with Kai Bahayo 3 days a week for 6 weeks, Kai's tapping him out every training session, that on fight night, 6 weeks later, he can be better at grappling in those positions, get out of rear naked chokes better, etc., etc. Do you think you can do that in 6 weeks?
For sure, bro. Not even a question.
It's not a question. Like, if you had one session, you're going to be a little bit better, right? So imagine you had 6 weeks with one of the best grapplers in the division. Like, come on, bro, use your brain. I'm not saying this guy's a black belt now, but we have to use our brain here, boys. Come on. It's like, I'm just saying the water is wet, you know? Xioanan versus Virna Jandiroba. This is a good one, man. I mean, I know we kind of spoke about it yesterday in the spaces, and I guess I have a hotter take than you. Like, I'm a little bit more passionate than you. I like Virna Jandiroba in this one. I know a lot of people are on Virna, so you could say that, you know, everyone's on her and we're going to lose. But if you think about it, everyone was on Dejan Barbosa last week, ITD, and that didn't lose. You know, it looked like we should have had more money on it. So I don't really buy, like, if everyone's on it, the bet's going to lose. That's not how shit works, right? At the end of the day, that makes no difference. Now, you can find certain trends. Like, I have seen that if everyone's on an underdog, we call them public underdogs, sometimes they can lose, but it's very, very fight by fight basis. And you have to ignore the noise and just go on your read. And my read is that Virna Jandiroba has way more margin for error than Xioanan here. Like, if Virna's on the feet with her, Jan's not going to be knocking her out. But if they're on the ground, she could finish her, or she could just completely dominate the round, right? I don't think Jan's going to, like, completely dominate the round. I think she'll win on the feet. I think she'll win cleanly. But Virna can dominate way more on the ground because basically Jan will just have no offense. So, yeah, I like Virna here. Not much more to say, man. What do you think, JB?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, why is everybody's... I don't think everybody's on Virna. I think there's some Jan love this week. Like, why is everybody saying everybody's on Virna? Is everybody really on Virna? Oh, like,
I've seen, like, most people on Virna. I think Dan, half the battle was on Jan.
Okay, so that's like one person, you know what I mean? I heard, like, I'll look around, like, look, like, I see 58% of votes on Virna on Tapology. Look, like, the money, when I look at the splits, is 50-50. When I look at Bet MMA tips, there's, like, a decent amount of people taking Jan. Like, that's not, you can't see it really. Yeah, like, I guess that's a lot of parlays on that side, but there's still, like, people on the other side is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like we blow it out of proportion. And, like, on these pay-per-views, like, this might not even get that much action at the end of the day. Sportsbook's worried about winning like, they want to win a night. They don't need to win every single fight. Like, that's what people got to understand.
And I think when people say everyone on Yan, this is what people have to understand, is that they're speaking about like 6 to 10 YouTube people in a very small niche that we are in. They're speaking about me. They're speaking about you. They're speaking about Liam. They're speaking about Clint. Like, they're speaking about a very small niche of people. You know, I know there's a lot of MMA betting shows now, but there's like 10 to 20 like maximum main ones. That's not a lot of people, right? That's not a lot of people when you speak about the entire market. I know syndicates that have more people than 20 that put $200,000, $300,000 a bet in, right? So just because everyone's on them, no, they're not. Everyone that you watch on YouTube might be, but that doesn't mean anything because there's hundreds of thousands of gamblers out there that are also betting into the market. And that is shown by the 58% on Tapology. That is shown by the Bet MMA showing 20, 30% on Virna. So, yeah, I think, you know, oftentimes we have like goggles and we're like, oh, wow, we know everything about who everyone's on with the MMA betting scene. I know people in other countries that no one has ever heard of that move the market massively. Like, nobody knows them. Nobody knows them. But I know them. But there's so many other people that I've never heard of that other people know that move the market as well. So it's like, you don't know everyone. I don't know everyone. To say everyone's on someone is kind of stupid. Rant over. But yeah, I don't like Virna sub. I think more than likely she points just because of Yan's defensive grappling improvements. Even though Whaley finished her, she did go 5 rounds, and she did survive against Dern, even though Dern 10-8'd her. This is only a 3-round fight as well. Both of those were 5-round fights. So, yeah, I think she's improved up. Obviously, Virna can sub anyone. We've seen that against Lemos, although Lemos is a little bit weird. But, yeah, I like Virna. I like Virna points. GTD, I guess. Like, what's the odds for some of those, bro?
All right, bet. I think Jan has a chance if she uses her footwork. But I think Virna is like kind of a dog on the bone also, you know. She's aggressive, and you feel strongly about it. I got a good feeling about it. All right, so let's go with Virna. What we got here? Yeah, a lot of these are just props. Most people are just taking Virna straight. I like Virna here, bro. Let's go. Minus 145 bet online.
Okay.
What's the goes to the distance?
I just want, yeah.
Minus 180.
How much?
Minus 180 on minus 165 on DraftKings.
Really?
Yeah.
Minus 165.
Yeah, I guess they think. Yeah.
I might have to make that an official bet. I mean, how much upside? What in percentage terms? I'm gonna do the maths right now. In the percentage terms, how much can Yan finish this fight? 1 out of 10 maximum.
Yeah, that's what I got it. Yeah, that's what I got it.
Okay. 1 out of 10, right? So 10%. And then how many times will Virna finish the fight?
Probably 2.
Okay, so 3 out of 10, right? So we're saying that the GTD goes 7 out of 10, which should be minus 2.
Maybe I'll give her like 2.5, you know.
Okay, then it moves down a bit. But we're saying around minus 233 it should be, but it's minus 160. That's a pretty good edge.
I mean, I could be being generous with the 2.5, you know. So
yeah, and honestly, you could be being generous with the 2. Maybe she only finished a 1 out of 10. She's gone to a division with many girls, man.
You're right.
She's gone. I mean, who has she subbed? You know, her last sub against Lemos was her first sub in 8 years. Yeah. 8 years.
And it's probably because of, you know,
8 years.
People just shit on her for getting like semi-choked out by Whaley, but she survived versus Darren. It was greasy, but she survived.
Yeah, and she won the fight. You know, bro, 8 years is fucking crazy. Is that true? I saw that earlier. I think I'm saying. Could you be talking? I don't think I'm talking shit. I think I'm right about that one, boys. We're gonna see.
Kanaka Murata. Or whatever the girl's name that she KO'd. Oh, right there, you passed it. Oh, it's a TKO. It was a weird one.
Yeah, it was like an armbar, but that's not a submission, right? I mean, it should have been though. But anyway, 2021 or whatever. Okay, so it's not 8 years. It's like, well, it's 2020, so 5 years. Okay, so 5 years, not 8 years. Maybe it was 8 fights.
Yeah,
One,
she didn't finish
2,
Marina
3,
Rodriguez, bro.
4, 5, 6,
Marina Rodriguez is a
8
fucking
fights. It wasn't 8 years. It was 8 fights.
yeah.
It's 5 years though. Yeah, she didn't finish Marina Rodriguez or Angela Hill, Lupita Godinez.
Yan is a better grappler than Marina Rodriguez, bro. Straight up.
Way better. To be honest, Marina's all right defensively, but she just can't get up. But yeah, I mean, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like the line's short. It should be at least minus 233. Jesus Christ, man. Sorry, Bryce.
Nah, I like it.
Yeah, all right. Danige versus Sean Woodson. Big man versus Lil Man. Lil Man can crack though. Yeah, I got Danige in this one. Man, I can break this one down, but this is kind of like the not really. So I think this fight is going to be a fight where Sean Woodson's looking good, but eventually he gets hurt. I don't know if he gets slept or gets cracked. I do think Danige has the skills to get on the inside. Sean Woodson has a very, very awkward style, man. But he's never really dominating fights. Like, you can't just look at his wins because he's got good wins, bro. He's got wins over Zalal, Caceres, Charles Jourdain. But if you go back and watch those fights, bro, he won, innit? So shout out to him. He's a good fighter. You can't beat those fighters without being good, right? So he beat those fighters, Yusuf Zalal and Caceres and all that. But it was kind of close, in most of those fights. Zalal made it kind of close. Caceres made it close. Jourdain made it close. Like, people are making it close on him. They are landing on him. They are getting off volume. Like, things are happening. He's not running away with it. And so I think Danige can do that as well. I think Danige can do that as well. And one thing that I like to say is we look at the level of competition. And the level of competition is massively on the Danige side here because, yes, you can point to his losses. And, yes, you can say that, he didn't beat Lerone Murphy and stuff like that. But he's making it close in a lot of fights against very, very good fighters. And I think that stands for something. So if you go back and look at his record, I mean, he's never lost to a guy on Woodson's level before, ever. He's only beat those guys. And I think that's saying something. And we speak about that with Paddy and Chandler later. But that is saying something. Obviously, we have to watch the stylistics. We have to look at tape as well. But, I mean, Danige's never lost to anyone like Sean Woodson. When he takes a step down in competition to Sean Woodson's level, he finishes them or he wins the fight. And maybe Sean Woodson is leveled up and I'm underrating his level. He's only got one official loss. So maybe I am. But Sean Woodson's never beat a guy on Danige's level. Now, the only guy he's kind of faced on that level or similar-ish is Erosa, but Erosa's probably not on that level either. Like, this is the biggest step up in competition that Woodson's ever faced. He did fight Zalal, actually, and you would say Zalal is a better fighter than Danige now. But back then, that was 2021. That was maybe a different... I'd say Danige is better than Zalal 2021. He got cut from the UFC, Zalal, right? So we have to... There's a reason why he got cut. They don't cut people who are good for the most part. Shout out to Makayev and Kakramanov, Saeed Yakub. But outside of those two, they know who they're cutting. So, yeah, man, I think that this is a step down for Ige and this is a step up for Woodson. So I think that evens the playing field. And Ige's a big underdog here. I don't know why he's a big underdog. Yeah, I'm riding with Ige. Obviously, I can see a Woodson decision here, but I'm riding with Ige. He's got all the finishing upside. And, yeah, plus 150, we ride. What about you?
Yeah, just because this guy got the knockout in his last fight don't mean he's no power puncher. That was that was just an outlier. This guy's gonna rip body shots. I think he's gonna hit him with big shots. And for every one or two shots that Sean Woodson lands, I think Ige is gonna be able to crash the pocket. I also think Ige could wrestle here. What level of what guys are really trying to push the wrestling against Sean Woodson, where he has to defend it. And Ige was out grappling Lerone Murphy in the last fight, who I think is a solid defensive grappler. We've seen that in the last fight. So I think Ige could top time him here at certain points in this fight too if it's not going well in the striking. And there's just no danger threat for Sean Woodson here. I think I got to go with Ige with you, man. There's a world where Sean Woodson outpoints him, but even then it's going to be a really close fight. He plays it close with every single person. Remember, we took him at it. you want to take Sean Woodson when he's an underdog, at the end of the day, because the guy, he can have, kind of stupid moments in the octagon as well. Both guys can. Dan sometimes in the grappling and Sean in the striking. I remember seeing him get dropped by Saldana. That was a really weird fight, and he probably should have lost there. Probably should be a KO loss on his record, and then we'd be looking at this guy like quite a bit differently. Can we look at his record real quick?
Yeah, Dan or Sean?
Sean Woodson. We could go to both, but I just want to talk about Sean real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So, like, what if we're looking here and we see the split decision versus Jourdain? Like, you could have gave that to Jourdain, right?
Yeah, I was on Sean Woodson, so I'm going to say definitely not.
Nah, it was a really close fight, bro. I was happy to cash it, but it was a close fight. And it was in Canada, so they could have gave that to Charles Jourdain and then go down a few. I think the Bazooka fight was close. That could be a loss against Saldana, but it's a draw. People don't, look at it as bad. He could have lost to Zalal. So this guy could be like, it's just like, I feel like his record looks a lot prettier than it should be or could be.
Definitely. The Caceres fight was super close, bro. I thought Caceres might win the fight. I bet on Caceres, and I was going into the decision with a plus 200 ticket, and I thought, yeah, I think we might get this, boys. And then it was unanimous. I was like, what the fuck? I want to see MMA decisions for that. Like, this guy doesn't fight clean ever.
Never. His best win is, I don't even know, Fernando Padilla.
Bro, look, bro.
Or Caceres. I'm just saying, what's the cleanest
80% of the media scorecards scored it for Caceres, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
80%, and one judge gave it 30-27 for Woodson. Like, boys, go on MMA decisions now. Sean Woodson versus Alex Caceres. That one's a hidden one. No one speaks about that. That was the amazing year of 2024 when I made plus 200s that looked favorite and they lost. Look at that. Moderate favorite, minus 220. I played Alex Caceres at plus 200, yeah? And 80% of the scorecards gave it for Caceres, and we lost the fight by a unanimous decision with one judge giving it 30-27 for Sean Woodson, which is absolutely impossible. The amazing year of 2024. I'll never forget that year. The best year of my life. Bro, like, that's just a forgotten one. People just don't even mention that one because it doesn't say split, right? Everyone wiki caps it because it doesn't say split. People are going to say, yeah, Sean, Yusuf Zalal. Actually, the Yusuf Zalal was a cleaner win than Caceres. Way cleaner win. Way clean. I don't think the Yusuf Zalal should have been a split, by the way. It was a close fight, though. But I don't think it should have been a split. But what should have been a split? Caceres in Caceres. So this guy never, ever, ever fights clean, bro. And yes, we are wiki capping right now because, we're just looking at their record. But let's do some more wiki capping because, boys, I said this earlier and I meant it. Looking at their records and showing the level of competition can really, really help you. And we see now that anytime Dan Ige, and I'm showing you now, anytime Dan Ige fights someone who's not in the top 5-10, the guy wins. Doesn't mean he's going to win this weekend. It shows us the level that he's operating at, and we add it into our overall capping. Lerone Murphy, fairly close fight. Diego Lopes, clear round 3, 65 minutes notice. Andre Fili, knockout round 1. Bryce Mitchell, 50%, 40% of the media scorecards gave it for Ige. Very, very close fight against one of the best fighters in the division, Bryce Mitchell. Movsar Evloev is his other loss. Evloev is, guys, one of the best fighters in MMA today,
yeah,
man.
We give him a pass on that one for sure.
Yeah, bro, give him a pass on that one. And every other fight was fairly close. Josh Emmett fight was close, man. He, just had the worst.
A lot of these guys are beating him with wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Chan Sung Young beat him. Like, come on, man. We need to put some respect on Dan. Like, this guy's never been blown out of the water. I guess Movsar kind of fucked him up, but man, Movsar shot about 10 takedowns on him. So yeah, I do not understand. I don't understand the line, man. I'm passionate about the line. I'm not passionate he's going to get it done because stylistically it's not super easy. Let's fucking roll with Dan 50K E-game, man. Give me another 50K. Give me a knockout.
Let's go. I remember cashing on him against Gavin Tucker. That was the best bet ever because he just fucking starts.
I remember that one clearly, bro. I love that.
And I remember us cashing on Woodson too, bro. So we got good reads on these guys.
True. And I bet Caceres plus 200 against him.
And
in my opinion, that's a good read, in my opinion. I bet Zalal 180 against him. In my opinion, that's a good read. The only one I fucked up was Padilla, 160 against him, and I got embarrassed. It is what it is. I hold my hands up. That was a bad bet, but
yeah,
batting like 90%.
Facts. Fuck the DM. I'm just playing. Plus 152. Bet online. I think he could KO him.
Yeah, bro. What's the KO?
I think it's plus 380 on FanDuel, but don't quote me.
You know what's funny is that if Dan Ige does win via KO this weekend, do you know the narrative is going to be that was so easy? How didn't we all bet Dan Ige KO? He never loses to this level of competition. You know what I just did where I showed you all his fights? Everyone will do that and they'll be like, look, he's never lost to anyone. Why didn't we see it? Like, come on, man. Don't fuck around, man.
Plus 380 on FanDuel.
Boys, it's funny because, like, we speak so passionately about this shit and, like, it's so easy for us to look stupid. We're not going to get it right, But it's like he could just go out there and easily lose and everyone's going to laugh at me. But, man, we put ourselves in these positions, so
we got to try, right?
Yeah, man. You got to speak confidently. If you're not confident about your takes, then what the fuck are you doing in this game anyway, man? Get out from here. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be on an island sometimes. Ige's not an island, though. A lot of people are on Ige, and it makes sense. But there are some islands I'm on this week, and I'm excited to talk about them.
Yeah, it's a pay-per-view at the end of the day, man. Sometimes, you got to just go with the whatever you think is a public underdog. I know people on Woodson this week, so I think minus 170 is a bit wild.
Ridiculous, bro. So, I capped Ige at faith. I capped Ige minus 125. Let's see what.
Like you said, it's MMA though. Like at the end of the day, we could look stupid plenty of times, but there will be those weeks where
Yeah,
and that's why we come on here to talk about the fights, right? At the end of the day, like we can't do it all, so it's good to talk out loud. That's why I like to ask the questions to you. You come in with the analysis, and then we cook up some parlays at the end. So we on the main card now, I think, my guy.
Main card, boys. Fucking tune in, boys. Can you do me one favor? Because we come here every single week and we give these free breakdowns and predictions to you. I've been doing it for 6 years. It's a long time, boys. Long grind. I've fell in and out of love with it at times. It's not an easy grind to keep up, but right now I'm fully focused, locked in, and we've got 549 live viewers. So I would appreciate if you could do two things for me. First thing, would like you to go to actually three things. I know I'm asking a lot today, boys, but I feel like I deserve it. I feel like JB deserves it based on the content that we give for free every week. So the first thing I would like you to do is you're on YouTube right now. Can you like the show and subscribe? I'd appreciate you to like it and subscribe. And the reason I say that is because Dan mentioned yesterday that a lot of his viewers do not subscribe. I haven't checked the algorithm. I haven't checked the analytics. I'm almost certain that's the same case with me. So if you can please subscribe as well as just watching and hit the show with a like because it will push it out to more viewers. So that's the first thing. Second thing I want you to do is stay on YouTube. You can open up a new tab. Stay on YouTube. Go to Jewish Better's YouTube channel. JB, can you plug your YouTube channel? I don't know exactly how to spell it.
I just my YouTube channel?
Yes, yeah. What's your YouTube channel?
I just commented. Yeah, hopefully you can just click on that.
But I don't think they can click on that, though.
Jewish Better is the name.
Okay. Just type in MMA Jewish Better on the YouTube search, and his show will come up. Yeah. Type in Matzo Money if you want MATZO Money.
I think that would help it come up.
Yeah, and then just go over, give JB a like. I'd appreciate that. And then we got one more thing. So, boys, if you could do those two things, very much appreciate it. And then the last thing, before we get to the main card, is go to Twitter and retweet this. Retweet it, quote tweet it, bring people in. I want to fuck ton of people.
Screenshot this.
Yeah, screenshot this, whatever you want to do. I want a fuck ton of people coming in for the main card because we're about to start the main card right now. So if we can do that one, I'm going to see the subs grow right now. I'm going to see the likes grow, and I'm also going to see the retweets grow. So, yeah, just three things there. And, I really appreciate if you guys can do that. Only if you appreciate our breakdowns every single week. So, yeah, my guys. Chris Jones, subscribe. Please subscribe. I got you. Subscribe. Tobias is saying I would sub, but the semi-street London accent is putting me off. Sorry and respects for the insights from a Gloucester boy. First of all, what are you doing up at this time if you're in Gloucester? And, bro, at the end of the day, man, I'm proud of where I'm from. from London, SE1. It is what it is, bro. At the end of the day, boys, London made me, London raised me, and it made me to bring the MMA shit to you. So you should be happy of where I'm from, because it's the only reason I'm sitting here right now, basically. So I'm just, stalling while we get a couple of retweets on my shit. Boys, I can't see any retweets right now. So I can't carry on if we're getting literally none. Just go to one of my last posts on Twitter and just retweet it and just say, yeah, tune in now. We'll move on once we do that, boys. How would people not subscribe to the best MMA? Bro, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Subscribe, being subbed. Appreciate you. N19 resident for 8 years. Damn, that's crazy. What is N19? I'm good with the postcodes, but I don't know specifically N19. I wasn't N19. What would N19 be? Edmonton? No. I don't know. What's Edmonton? I don't know. I wasn't expecting you to read that. I'm in Richmond, SW14. Oh, damn. I know Richmond. Shout out to you. I don't know why you're up. And, bro, don't feel bad. It's all good. I read out the hate as well. It's funny, bro. It's, content, whatever. The best MMA on YouTube. Appreciate you, my man. Islington is N19. Are you sure, bro? N1. Islington is N1. I don't know if it's N19. Shout out to Islington, though. Got a lot of friends in Islington. I've been around Islington a lot of my life. Highbury Estate. We can talk about that, man. I can go in depth a little bit about Islington. Hornsey Road, fair enough. My man Luca of MMA, been a minute. We got to chop it up again soon. Yeah, let's fucking do it. All right, so I'm getting some retweets now, boys. I'm getting some retweets. I respect it. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I'll retweet these and then we can go. We got 592 live viewers now, so we're going up. James, hire me for a weekly graphic for this show. I do this. I already got someone, bro, and it's already included in the hire. So, like, I can't pay extra money when it's already being done. So sorry, bro. Done, and done. All right, appreciate it. All right, I think it's time now, boys. We can go along. Appreciate the support. Let's get into the motherfucking main card as we just hit 600 viewers. Shout out to all 600 of you. So, Nikita Krylov versus Dominick Reyes. This is a good fight, JB. Like I said, I've been talking for a while. I'm going to let you take this one away, man. Let me know if you think the Dominator is making another run at the title.
Yeah, I think this just comes down to wear and tear. And I think Dominick Reyes, I know, like, Krylov's taken some damage, but overall, I just don't trust in the durability and Dominick Reyes here. And Nikita Krylov is a guy that's historically been hard to finish. I think he's got the grappling upside here if it does hit the mat. And I don't know what Dominick Reyes' takedown defense is going to look like this late in the career versus this level of grappler. Because this is not the same guy that fought John Jones. People trying to act like he's going to make this big comeback. I just don't see it after a win against Dustin Jacoby, the point fighter, and Anthony Smith, who's not dangerous at all at this point in his career. And Krylov, he's just going to create that chaos. He's going to create the car crash, I think, in my opinion. And I think he's going to be the one to survive here. I like fight doesn't go. I like the minor Nikita Krylov here. And I'm even willing to put him in a parlay personally, bro. I think Reyes, he's got good boxing. He could possibly clip him. And that's why I also like the ITD.
Jeez, let's go, bro. I'm kind of in alignment, man. I don't have a strong read on who's going to win. So, I'll go with what you say. I do have a strong read that the fight's going to end ITD. And you can get a minus 200 in places, which is kind of fucking insane. I'd like to hear them under 2.5 rounds as well on that FanDuel because, well, Glimbot's literally just coming in right now saying it's minus 160, which is pretty fucking good, man. Yeah, I like Krylov to finish. Overall, I picked Krylov KO round 2 as my official prediction. A couple of people I know line up on the exact same prediction as well, which is pretty good. So, yeah, man, just tell me what you want to write down. The only thing I need is doesn't go.
And we'll look at the under 2.5 also. So, yeah. Although I do think it could possibly come late, but we'll see what the difference is. Total rounds, under 2.5, minus 148 on FanDuel. It's going to be the best price you're going to get.
We can go doesn't go as well, just in case we, fancy that.
Minus 205. That's a huge difference, bro.
Big difference. Krylov is kind of, it's weird because so like if you wiki cap it, you see that Krylov gets his finishes early. But if you actually watch tape, I feel like his style, yes, he can come out and hit you, but his style is actually a pretty good style for getting late finishes because he's a marauder. He doesn't stop coming forward. It's kind of like a Jiri Prochazka, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying they're exactly identical. Don't shoot me. I just feel like Jiri Prochazka, if you wiki cap it, he's got a lot of early finishes because he hits so fucking hard and they're at light heavyweight. Of course, they're going to have early finishes. But if you pick out his style is actually really to get late finishes rather than early finishes because he wears you down. He's an elite cardio guy. He throws a lot of volume. He doesn't stop coming forward. He tires you. You get busted up. He makes you quit. But because he's light heavyweight, obviously that's just going to happen earlier. So it's interesting, But yeah, I do think it comes early. But I think based on his style, it could come late. And we did see that with Jiri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. It didn't finish into the third round. So yeah, I mean, I like both of those there. You said you like the money line?
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's a minus 176. That's all. I like the under 2.5 better though.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Yeah, I agree, man.
Wait, why don't you write down Miller round 1, bro?
Because, bro, it's 18-1.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just busting your balls, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna put that shit in.
For good luck, bro. For good luck.
Bro, I'll tell you something now. Bryce Mitchell was ready for this fight, man. He is mentally there. He's got I'm going to play you guys this right now. He had the best answer to I forgot to post it.
Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say. That's all, man. That's all.
Nothing about Jews, bro.
I'm just joking.
Listen, man, like, I've have you as a co-host on my podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going to come out and say anything crazy. But unless I believe in it. But I will say that Bryce Mitchell had some fire responses at the press conference last week. And I want to play one now. Sorry, not last week, this week. And I want to play one, but I'm just trying to get it.
Earlier this week, actually, you posted a clip.
Can you guys hear that?
Gays and, in vitro fertilization and saying they shouldn't be parents. When you're posting something like that, has any of this caused you to stop and think, man, maybe I shouldn't post this. Maybe I'm going to get another firestorm. Therefore, whosoever is ashamed of me and my words of this adulterous and sinful generation, so too shall the Son of Man be ashamed of him in the presence of the Father and the holy angels.
Woo! That is a line, boys. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but that is a line. I think he's fully ready. I think he's locked in. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of his interviews. And I think it's going to be a tough test for Gene Silva. I really, really do, man. I think that a lot of people are underestimating Bryce Mitchell here. I think a lot of people are listening to the antics outside of the cage. Obviously, he went viral a couple of weeks ago. And so I think that is potentially clouding the line. On top of that, based on Gene Silva's hype, it was like minus 600 against Melsick or something. It just kind of it basically all clouds the actual reality of the fight. Now, I say that to say this. My ultimate prediction for this fight is Gene Silva via KO, right? So I want to make that clear. But I think it's been sucked out now. But I do think that there is potentially value on Bryce Mitchell here. I do not really see a world in which Gene Silva is on the level of grappling as Bryce Mitchell. Bryce is very creative on the mat, and I think he could potentially take Gene Silva down and actually dominate him on the mat. He could dominate him on the mat. Now, we don't know it. We don't know Gene Silva's level on the mat because we haven't really seen it. But the guy's a striker. He is a striker. We know that, right? It's like saying we don't know Ruffy's level. We know he ain't a Bahia. We know he ain't going to be fucking anything too crazy on the mat. So I don't think he can catch up to Bryce Mitchell's level here. And it's a binary fight. If Bryce is able to get takedowns like he did against Ilia Topuria, who I rate as a much better defensive grappler as Gene Silva, and I think everyone in the world does, You know, I've heard stories about him in the inside camp and seen it in the octagon with my own eyes. But Bryce took him down, right? Bryce took him down. And also, Bryce was having some success on the feet. He ultimately got finished by one of the best fighters in modern MMA history. But I think the tail of this fight will be Bryce takes him down. Bryce maybe gets on top. Bryce pounds him out. We see Gene Silva is human. But I think that Gene Silva has really good cardio. I think he's got really good durability. And I think that the longer the fight goes, it gives Gene Silva more chance to land a knockout. Now, maybe I'm just copping out. Maybe I'm just choosing the most likely outcome. It's minus money to the KO, minus 125. So maybe I'm just saying, yeah, that's what's going to happen because it's most likely. And I'm being a pussy. I don't want to bet Bryce Mitchell. But yeah, that's my take on the fight. I think it's a very, very good fight, man. Super interested in this one. Super excited in this one. A lot of people are saying Bryce is too emotional for this fight. I don't know, man. Like I said, I like his demeanor in interviews. You know, I like it. I think he's focused. I think he's locked in. But yeah, maybe he is too focused. Maybe he is too locked in. Maybe he needs to relax a little bit. All of that is noise at the end of the day. You know, all of that's noise. I think the fighting will do the talking. And I'm picking Gene Silva KO, but I'm so excited for this fight. This is one of the best fights on the card and one of the best fights of the entire year. JB, take it away, bro.
Gene Silva, I need you to do this for my people, brother. For my people, you have to knock this man out. He's talking crazy, bro. But you know what? He was supposed to go up against some Jewish guy that nobody knows, right? Shimon, whoever, you know.
Stritsky.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's who it's supposed to be. And you know, I respect Shimon. He's a known, but not that many people know him. And you know what? At the end of the day, Bryce Mitchell, I'd like to be the one to go up against you in a grappling match because I think I'd absolutely cook you, brother. Shimon Symmetry, like I said, who knows that guy?
But he's not in the UFC. Wasn't it Nathan Levy?
Nathan Levy, you know, he's got some crafty jiu-jitsu, but give me the chance. I bet you, you know what? I bet you I got just at least the equal chance, right? Why not the Jewish better? So you know what? You hear this, Bryce Mitchell? Nah, I'm just playing. He ain't gonna call me out, but I think I can take him, bro, with a heel hook. I'll get him with a heel hook. Nah, I'm just playing. Bryce Mitchell got some crafty grappling. If we all be real, he's got some nice twisters. He's good on top. He's got that farm strength. He's good chain wrestling as well. But I think he would have to have like a really good fight to beat Gene Silva here because I think the power is eventually going to hurt him. Whether it's in the early fight or the late fight, because I don't see Bryce finishing him on the mat. Like we talked about Michal Oleksiejczuk before, obviously training at Fighting Nerds for all this time. We would think he'd make some level of improvements in the grappling, just enough to defend Bryce. And I think the striking is going to pull out takedown attempts from Bryce here. So, yeah, I predict Gene Silva to win the fight. I got to take him by KO for my people. But, man, this is an interesting one. I'll probably just pass and just watch as a fan and hope Gene Silva knocks him out. That's my take.
Bro, you know, I think I've heard Bryce talk a lot, right? And he spoke about Nathan Levy as well. And this is not really MMA based, but he spoke about Nathan Levy and he apparently spoke to him and he loves Nathan Levy. Apparently they're friends now. They've spoke it out. And that's one of the only Jewish fighters I know in the UFC. So I think Bryce Mitchell, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a good guy. And I think that a lot of
he
stuff
thinks Hitler was a good guy.
But what did he actually say? Do you know the specific word?
I don't really even care, bro.
I honestly think that a lot has been misunderstood with Bryce Mitchell. Now, you know, people say a lot of crazy stuff, right? So I don't know exactly what he said, but I've heard a lot of his interviews. I heard the interview when Rampage's mate was shouting at him in the interview, and he's just being quiet.
Bro,
he's being respectful, he's being quiet, and he's responding to say, you know what, maybe I did make a mistake. There's things that I have learned that I'm not 100% on. Like, I've never, you know, like, I feel like Bryce Mitchell, a lot of the heat that's gone on him is being taken out of context, and a lot of people are jumping on bandwagons. And I honestly think that in about a year or 2 years, everyone's going to love Bryce Mitchell. He's going to come out and he's going to be endeared. He's going to apologize for things which he already has, and he did. In that interview, he apologized to Rampage Jackson's mate I don't know who
Why
that
did
guy
he?
was.
But who is that guy? That's what I'm about to say. Who is that guy? He's not even Jewish, bro. So who is he to talk for even anything, bro? And he's just talking and
That was a
rambling,
bad
bro.
look.
That guy is a weasel, bro.
Yeah, that was a bad look. That was a bad look. You know, he shouted at him. He made him look like an idiot, which is not respectful. Bringing a fighter on your podcast, but you know, I think he knows that because they took down the video, and I think that guy knows that himself. But yeah, man, I don't know, bro, because I just seen a lot of heat on Bryce Mitchell for years, and bro, you're Jewish. You know, we're doing this live podcast right now. I love you. I got no disrespect to you, anyone specifically, only individuals, no specific group, right? But I did want to come out and say that because I don't think this guy's a bad guy. I think maybe he's just misunderstood and said a few stupid things throughout his time. The guy believes in flat earth, bro. I don't believe in that shit. You know, he said some other stupid things as well, but I don't know. I think a couple of years' time, people like Bryce Mitchell.
You gotta let me go with my shtick, bro. You gotta let me go with my shtick.
No, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I'm just giving the other side sometimes because, you know, I feel like on the internet, a lot of times one side gets too much airtime. So, bro, we don't.
So are we gonna write anything down for that one, or are we just passing for the sake of Judaism?
Well, I called Gene Silva KO, but I think I'm being a little bit of a pussy because the money line value was sucked out of Bryce Mitchell. I was gonna bet Bryce Mitchell at plus 300, but then obviously it's like what,
plus 170.
Yeah, no way. I can't do it if I'm calling Gene Silva via KO. But I do think that I don't know. I think it might be a trap spot. I also like the under 2.5 rounds at minus 135. But I think it might be a trap, man. I think it might be a trap. I think it might be an Ige Silva spot. I think this could be a war, bro. I honestly think it could be a war. And why isn't the under way bigger? Gene Silva's unders are always big. Why isn't the under like minus 200 here? And, you know, when I say like it's a trap, I don't mean the sports books are putting it as a trap. I'm saying like all of us in our head would line the under at least minus 200, minus 250, right? Because Bryce is probably going to get knocked out. And if he doesn't, surely he's having some grappling success. But it's not. It's not that line. So I feel like the market is being smarter than us. And in my opinion, it's took most of the value out. I honestly do like under 2.5 though, but I don't think I'd write it down for a parlay.
All right, bet. So no Mitchell?
I can't at 170.
All right, then let's move on, bro. Let's go.
Okay. So next fight, this is a fight that I have a strong take about. Well, okay. It's kind of like the Ige and Woodson fight. I have a strong take on the line, but I don't have a strong take on who wins the fight. Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. I'm going to be quick on this one. I think...
Well, I got a piece, so talk.
Okay, please go. I think that this is a very, very strategic matchup by the UFC. I think this is strategically done to potentially give Patricio Pitbull some chance to win a fight against someone who gets him in the title picture immediately. If you beat Yair Rodriguez, you could potentially fight for the title your next match. You could, right? Or maybe you then fight a title eliminator, but you're in the mix if you beat Yair Rodriguez, right? That's a fact. And man, he's got the style to beat him. He's got the grappling to beat him. I think he's a way better jiu-jitsu practitioner. I think he's a way better wrestler. And I think he hits harder with his hands. And I actually think he's got a decent stance to stay away from danger. He's not like Jeremy Stevens, who just walks forward like a lunatic and gets hit with every shot. He's very rangy, even though he's super small. And what I mean by that is distance control is pretty good. He stays on the outside. He stays away from kicks. He can nullify that game. We've seen it against AJ McKee. He nullified the game in the second fight. The only issue is that he's getting very old now. He's like 37 years old at featherweight. And he also has been cracked and finished multiple times, right? He got cracked, club and sub by AJ McKee. He got finished recently by Suzuki. And he got dropped by Jeremy Kennedy. It's not great. It's not a great look. But at the end of the day, man, they're giving us plus 180. And I think the only way Pitbull doesn't look, how can I say it? The only way Pitbull looks like a big underdog is if he gets knocked out here. Because I don't really think Yair's going to piece him up for 15 minutes. I think he could piece him up for like a round and then just knock him out, right? But I really, really do think that he finishes him if he's covering his line. So, yeah, man, I'm picking Patricio Pitbull here. I think the grappling can get it done. A lot of people this week are saying that he doesn't wrestle. Well, there's context in this because yes, he likes to strike, but he beats most people on the feet, right? He knocks most people out on the feet. A lot of people he doesn't wrestle against, they're good with jiu-jitsu or good wrestlers. So Jeremy Kennedy, he's a very good wrestler. It's not really a great path to victory. And Pitbull's got great fight IQ. It's not a great path to victory to wrestle with Jeremy Kennedy. And on top of that, AJ McKee, why are you going to wrestle with him after you got submitted in the first round with a guillotine, which is like the antithesis of wrestling, right? You pull gilly when you're getting wrestled. So those are the two fights. You know, I don't think he should have wrestled. There's a couple of others as well. Outside of that, oftentimes he hits so hard on the feet, he doesn't need to wrestle. And on top of that, he is getting takedowns in a few of these fights. And the way he's getting them are off kicks. Brenton Henderson, he grabbed him, punched him, dropped him. So I think he can do the same here because Yair is going to throw a lot of kicks. He also did the same with Adam Borix. When Borix kicked him, grabbed him, took him down. So, yeah, man. He climbed on the back of Borix. He submitted many people with a guillotine, so he doesn't even need to grapple necessarily to submit you. I don't know, man. I like Pitbull here. I'm passionate that it should be fairly close, but I don't think that the line should be this wide. So what about you, bro?
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a 50-50 to me. I think Yair could KO him. I think later in the fight, as Pitbull starts to get into his rhythm, if it gets there, he's going to start to have success. He could drop Yair and wind up on top. He doesn't necessarily have to take him down. He can, throw a kick, catch a kick. Yair could slip. I mean, Yair does a lot of big motions in his fights, so I think that could guess him, like I said, as the fight goes on. And Pitbull could, like I said, potentially pick up the pace. I give him the grappling upside. Are you really confident, though, he's going to grapple? Like, I know you've been saying it, but,
no,
you can't read his mind, right? Like, at the end of the day. Yeah,
no, not confident, but I'm confident that the fight hits the mat, bro. I'm actually confident that happens. And the reason is because of Yair's style. Yair is a nutter, bro. Like, a lot of his fights hit the mat. Jeremy Stevens, every fight, bro. Every fight hits the mat with him because he just throws crazy kicks and stuff like that. And, bro, I think Pitbull's going to drop him. I think Pitbull can crack him on the feet. Everyone thinks Pitbull has to wrestle to win here. He doesn't have to wrestle, man. He can knock him out on the feet. Oh, I don't think he'll knock him out on the feet because this guy's got elite durability, but I think he'll knock him down and then get a guillotine. Club and sub is so possible in this fight. So, yeah, man, that's my...
I like violence.
So do I.
Yeah, I like Pitbull's violence. A bit older end, too. Their ability could be...
that's the thing, bro. That's the real worry is like Pitbull's 36, 37, bro. But did you see Lopes and Yair in the press conference? Are Lopes and Yair going to fight for a contender spot, or are they going to fight for the title? That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, we'll never know. Or we will.
Yeah, we will, bro. We're going to know in like 24 hours or 48.
Yes.
Okay, bro. So, yeah, I'll write Pitbull money line. Also doesn't go. We both liked it. Pitbull 2-3 for the absolute marbles.
Yeah, you like that, huh? All right. I like the fight doesn't go personally. We can write that down. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like that, bro.
All right.
Yeah, Yair's got a good chance to knock this guy out, man. I mean, Suzuki knocked him out. We don't need to say much more than that. Suzuki knocked him out. It was lots of dodgy circumstances around that fight. The location, the weight cut, but I mean, if he knocks him out,
plus 169 on Bet Online. What am I looking at? ITD.
DGTD.
Yeah. I know. Oh, don't give me that, bro. Please don't give me that.
What time?
What time is it over there, bro? It's 11 p.m. over here.
I mean, just a yawn, though.
But if anyone should be tired, it should be me, dog. Come
You
on.
can be tired. We can both be tired, bro.
You're right. I'm more stomach than anything.
Don't gatekeep being tired, bro. What the fuck? I've been grinding, bro. I've been grinding. And I need to eat. I need to eat, and I ain't got no food in, bro.
Plus 110 on FanDuel, I see. Let me see what I can get it on.
I'm gonna order myself some Nando's, boys. Half a chicken, sweet potato fries. Don't fuck around.
Yeah, let's take the plus 110. That's the best I see on FanDuel.
You know what Nando's is, bro?
It's a pizza spot in Australia?
No, bro. I'm not in Australia, and I don't eat pizza, bro. What the fuck? Come on, bro. They're wrong on both accounts. Sometimes I like pizza, you know what I mean? Tutto bene. But
it's a beef patty spot in New Zealand?
Chicken. I don't even know what patty means. Chicken, bro. Chicken, clean, fresh, grilled chicken. Nando's is the one, bro. Trust me. It's like an English staple. And what's so funny is that in New Zealand, it's way better than England, even though in England it's massive. The reason is because out here, the food is fucking high level, man. Shout out to New Zealand. Shout out to my man Kiwi Brew. Shout out to all my Kiwis in the chat. Beautiful country, man. Best country in the world.
Plus 1,300 and plus 1,800. On a 2-3.
Bro, trust me. Sweet potato fries with peri-peri chips. With peri-peri. Like, peri-peri fries, trust me, is crazy. 4-5 chicken.
I just can't rock with that. Beans on the tuna. And
beans on toast, bro. You are tired, bro. You need to go sleep, bro. Beans on tuna. Who did that? Oh, yeah, you're just stoned. Same thing. Beans on tuna. Bro, this guy's a fucking weirdo, mate. You're getting banned. Goodbye. Wait, I'll put you in timeout like a naughty boy. This guy's talking shit in the chat, bro. You got a timeout, brother. You're going in the corner. Spank your ass, bro. If you want to come out, behave. Sorry, what was the line? 2-3?
Plus 1,300 and plus 1,800.
I don't even know if I'm putting 2-3 in the parlay though. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Pit Bill. All right. All right, boys. Almost done. We've got 675 live viewers. Shout out to them. Cheer, my bro. Yeah, nah. All right, what we going on? We got Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. I hope you have a take for this one. Because I don't have a take for this one, my G.
Well, you don't even know what a patty is. So
I do know what it is. Come on, bro. You Americans, man. Need to stop creating your own language. Bro, do you know why you guys have different spelling than us? Do you know what? Do you know why? Because some Americans said, no, we don't want to be like the English. Let me take the U out of colorful. Like, what the fuck, bro? You might as well make your own language then. Why would you take a random letter out? Now, every time I post it on my tweet or on my iPhone, it auto-corrects to some bullshit, man. Stupid.
Is the beans and the tuna fire, though?
To be honest, bro, it's really, really tasty, bro. Just, you can do it yourself. Yeah, I know you tried to get me there, but don't worry, bro. I'm 2 steps ahead, bro. Beans on toast is very nice.
Oh, I was talking about beans and the tuna on the potato. Yeah, the guy in the comments knows what I'm talking about. Isaiah. Spud Bros. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's that, bro. I don't know about that, bro. We don't do that where I'm from, bro.
My bad. I saw it on YouTube.
We don't do that where I'm from. Beans and cheese in potato is bang on, bro. Because obviously the beans is hot and it melts the cheese, bro. Different levels, man.
Yeah, I'm not putting this shit in a parlay. I don't know why it's 5 rounds. I'm excited to watch it. Paddy's a huge, massive star. I think the UFC probably trying to get him a winnable fight versus a guy that can move him up on the rankings. Michael Chandler obviously fought the way better level of competition. Shit, he was close to finishing Charles in that first fight. I was there for that one. It was like very close. Didn't fall him to the ground, you know. Yeah, at the end of the day, he's been in fights with guys like Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, but 37 years old. Didn't look great in the last fight. Had good moments, but didn't look great overall. I just don't really have a strong take on this one. This is gonna be a pass for me, bro. Straight up.
Can't you give me a take so I can order my Nando's?
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, at the end of the day, I think Paddy could chin him. I think you could hit him with low kicks. I think there's multiple outcomes to this fight. It just feels really volatile to me. I do think Chandler has some, not
Thank you,
grappling
bro.
upside, but I think he has
Oh,
wrestling
man.
upside the later the fight goes. He's got to watch out for subs, though. But, I mean, he didn't get subbed by Charles Oliveira. Is Paddy Pimblett really going to sub him from his guard or put him in, a triangle as possible? But I feel like Chandler's got really good sub defense. He stays calm, knows how to fight the hands. He's down to pick you up and slam you if he's got to 20 times. I don't know if that's the highest IQ thing to do. And at the end of the day, that's the problem I have with Michael Chandler is he's just not a high IQ fighter. He can have very questionable moments in the fight where he's just trying to entertain the people. And when I got to put money on you, I got to know you're in there to win. Now, we could say that he's fighting for his job here, and this is the, kind of a low-level competition. But Paddy's no slouch. He's obviously getting better. Man. Paddy keeps his chin super high up in the air, though, at the end of the day. I see it in the comments. That's so true, and I think this man could get cracked at the end of the day. So, like I said, it's just volatile to me. I don't really feel strong about it, and I could see either guy winning. So, it's a pass. That's it for me.
Who do you think has the cardio advantage in this fight? I've seen I've seen one take which I disagree. The only takes I've seen on this, I disagree with them all. So
I think Chandler has the better cardio, but if it depends on how the fight goes. If he's close to finishing, I think he will go balls to the wall to get the finish, and I think he could just adrenaline dump like that. But yeah, I think the later the fight goes, I think he could wind up on top.
Yeah, bro. I honestly don't. I think. Look, I'm not super sold on this, but I want to counter the takes I've seen this week. So everyone seems to think Chandler's got the big cardio advantage here. I disagree with that. I think Paddy could have the cardio advantage here. I mean, Chandler has one round of legit gas, and then he has 1 minute burst every round. Right? The guy's not really effective throughout the entire round. Paddy went strike for strike with Jared Gordon and didn't really tire in that match, to be honest. And he's getting, he's getting, like someone said in the chat, he seems to be improving every fight, or if not improving, at least he is improving. I mean, the guy's 29. He's definitely not worse than he was 5 years ago, right? So, yeah, man. I like I said, I've seen, and I'm trying to get out the stats right now because I want to see how many strikes he threw against Jared Gordon, because Jared Gordon pushed with an insane pace. By the way, he beat Nasrat in my opinion, throwing a fucking 200, 300 strikes, which was insane. Yeah, okay,
That's
so it was 60 to 63. Paddy Pimblett threw 194 strikes in a 3-round fight.
It was a close fight too.
He threw 200 strikes. He threw 200 strikes in a 3-round fight, right? And that's pretty fucking solid in my opinion, man. To go bar for bar with Jared Gordon and actually outstrike him in terms of, well, actually he landed 3 less, but he threw 40, 50, 51 more strikes he threw, right? But he landed 3 less. So that's pretty solid, and I don't know. I just don't agree with Chandler having this big cardio advantage. I don't know if Paddy's going to have one, but Chandler seems round 1 or 2 or almost bust to me. I will say, I've seen Paddy go to a decision with Soren back and lay on his back for the last 3 rounds, for the last 4 rounds. He just got dominated in the wrestling. But that was 8-9 years ago, man. I also saw him win against Erosa in a fight that he could have lost, where again he gassed out in 5 rounds. Paddy's been 5 rounds multiple times, if guys didn't know, back in Cage Warriors, and he gassed out each time. Now, a great point that Glimbot said, it was when he was a kid. He was way younger. He was cutting weight to 145. I don't see, yes, he's gassed out in the UFC, but that was mainly against T. Ferg, where he almost finished him multiple times. Fucking hell, it looks like Jesus coming down on me, man. Fucking hell, lighting up, bro, like a Christmas tree. But yeah, what I was saying is that I've seen Paddy gas out against T. Ferg, but at the end of the day, he almost knocked that guy out multiple times. So, I don't take that from him too much. I had Paddy ITD or under there, and I just couldn't believe that shit. So,
Speaking of T. Ferg, I cannot forgive Michael Chandler for getting dropped by Tony Ferguson, the ghost of Tony Ferguson, no less.
Yeah. I watched that the other day. It was super quick. He was instantly back to his feet. So I don't know. I don't think it was that bad, but it does show you like how crackable he is. I think Paddy could knock him out on the feet here, which no one's saying that. But what's Paddy KO? Could be a sneaky angle.
It's like not that good of a price, bro. That's the crazy thing.
Which is kind of ridiculous because this guy's a submission guy, bro.
Plus 270.
What the fuck? What's the sub? Sub's more like
plus 250.
That's ridiculous. I thought it would be way like I don't know why they're that close.
Because he's gonna knock him out with a lead left high kick.
Beautiful high kicks, by the way. Paddy Pimblett has elite level, like top best striker you'll ever see. Front lead leg ? Kick. Unbelievable. So fast, beautiful. Paddy gets shit on a lot. The guy's never lost in the UFC, so actually he did, and I got fucked
Paddy
up.
by decision plus 950. We feeling that?
It's not impossible. I mean, Chandler, he gets cracked a lot, but he doesn't necessarily get finished that much. Charles couldn't finish him second fight. Justin couldn't finish him. He only got finished by Dustin like 3 minutes left in the fight. And outside of that, it was the Oliveira one. He was going to fuck up Conor McGregor as well. But yeah, I'll take Paddy here, but I'm not confident. Are you going to parlay anything?
I'm going to pass him.
Yeah,
My gut's telling me to pass, and this is a banger, bro. This is a banger.
Great fight. I'm going to be short and sweet with this one because we've been going for a long time. So basically, boys, Lopes round 1 KO plus 1,200. Lopes round 2 KO plus 1,400. You can get it better elsewhere if you want. Alexander Volkanovski money line. Tiny sprinkle on round 3, round 4, round 5. That's it. That's the way you hedge. The easiest hedge I've ever seen in my life, which means Volk's going to win by submission in round 1 because this game is not easy. But that seems like the way I want to play it, boys. I mean, Volkanovski could potentially be over the hill. We don't know. He might be. People are saying that I think we have to drop in the middle. One half of the people are saying that Volk's done. He's been knocked out. Lopes can knock him out now. He's too old. The other half of the people are saying Volk only got knocked out by Islam and Topuria. They're two of the best fighters in history. It doesn't matter. Let's be smart, use both of their knowledge, and hop in the middle and say, we're not going to hold massively the Volk and Topuria KOs against him because of who they were. But we don't know his true level at 36 years old coming off back-to-back KOs because he hasn't fought anyone outside of those KOs. So we don't know his level. We don't know how much they've affected him. And we don't know how much his age has caught up to him. So it's a guess. So let's fall in the middle, right? Now, based on that information, because I think that is the most important point of this entire fight, because Volk 4 years ago dusts this guy. So based on that information, I still believe that even if he has dropped down, Volk should be a favorite. But it's a very easy hedge on round 1 and round 2, in my opinion. Like I say, hedging is very dangerous, and you could lose all your money versus just one bet. But that's the way I'm playing it this week, boys. I'm going Lopes KO 1-2. I'm going Volk money line and 3-4-5 tiny sprinkles. Let's fucking roll. Volk, I'm rooting for, but any of those outcomes will yield me profit. JB, close us, bro. What do you reckon?
My God, Volk, when Diego Lopes hears that song, he's going to shit himself, bro. It's going to be I'm just playing because I can't sleep on Lopes here. He's got nasty strikes from the break. The guy's very dangerous, extremely dangerous. And Volk's been finished multiple times now in a row. Obviously, versus a way higher level of competition. I think Diego's going to have to hit him with a clean strike like Topuria did. Unless Volk's, chin is completely gone. Oh, man. Why you got to do him like that, bro? Why you got to do him like that?
You can pay for that shit, bro. OF dropping soon.
What do you think about Fight Doesn't Go? Or you think Volk could win a decision? Not worth it?
Yes, I like Fight Doesn't Go to decision.
Yeah, I like
he can win a decision too. Bro, I might play officially Volk doesn't go, with Virna does go.
Yeah.
Do you
Let's
reckon
see.
that's a good parlay, boys? That's like that's pretty fucking solid. Boys,
Yeah,
tell
we
me about
could.
that parlay. Volk fight doesn't go, and then Virna fight does go.
That's got to
The
be
only
like
thing
our eighth one.
The only thing I'll say is, like, obviously Volk could win the decision. Lopes is very tough, but man, is Lopes going to survive 5 rounds? I don't.
Are we
Volk-
putting down? Are we putting down Volk money line? I don't know. Volk probably gonna put it on him, bro. If this fight gets late.
Yeah, I think Volk money line has value based on
Minus
what we know.
144, I see. Or minus
What?
minus 138 on FanDuel.
Oh, it got hit. It got hit big time. Wow.
So do you
The
like
late
it still
money's
or no?
coming in on Volk. The man, the legend.
I come from a land down. He's just a better fight. I mean, he can get chin, but
He's at work. He's at
find
work.
out.
He's men at work. He's been at work, boys. He's
Let's
been
go.
having no cheat meals.
Let's
Cough,
go.
cough. No cheat meals. Cough,
And we
cough.
talking about the featherweight goat at the end of the day.
I know, but everyone said that against Taporia. Everyone was telling me that when his Taporia fight.
But the Taporia might really be the featherweight though.
I know. I think he actually is the GOAT.
You know. What we doing here? We like the fight doesn't go?
Yeah, bro. I'm just writing down this parlay that I might actually bet.
Like officially for the show or
No, I might actually bet that out, like, officially, like outside of
on
the
your
show.
on your
I'm just
slate?
telling the show here because it's my people, innit? I'm telling the show. I don't care.
Woo, my man. Minus 166, fight doesn't go. Total rounds minus. Oh no, that got hit. Okay.
Statistics say I'm losing. Never a champion that won in that old. Yeah, I heard that, bro. I heard that in the I think it's Randy Couture's the only guy who's won over 35 years old, won his belt back. And actually that was like an interim title or something. So no one's ever done it for an undisputed. So
And we're not gonna write down my bad, I'm so sorry. Dude, I just interrupted you like an idiot.
it's all good, bro. I mean, it's kind of hard when you have a delay, when you're not in front of each other. Like we have that minor half a second delay. It's not live, like half of the second delay. It's all good, bro.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he is old and he's definitely not, the Volk no, but I think he's still got it, like, to beat Diego Lopes. Like, his footwork's way better. He's got better feints. He could land low kick. Both guys have low kick upside here. But I think Volk, I think Volk could just out IQ him, bro. And he could wrestle late here and put Lopes on his back, defend the jiu-jitsu. Ortega wasn't able to sub him. He got out of some deep chokes there. He works with Craig Jones as well, which is a good look for the yes. So, I mean, his grappling in the first Islam fight was really impressive, dude, versus one of the better grapplers at the 155 weight class. Like, at 145, Volk loses to who? Ilia Topuria, and that's it.
Yeah, literally. Ilia, bro, is the only guy.
Yeah. So if his durability's gone, damn. Well, that's
Lopes is line the same as Ilia was.
yeah. Skill for skill, it's not close in my opinion. Damn, there's some weirdos in the fucking chat.
Yeah, bro. Weird, man. It's the same guy who I put in timeout before. I know. I can see through you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think we can put like crazy props in a parlay since we're not comfortable, right?
Nah,
Like we can't put Lopes KO, like, even though I kind of like it.
I mean, you could if you want, but we also think Volk is like how we gonna do that for the show, right? We might as well just make the parlays, bro.
Let's fucking go, bro. I'm ready.
We could always edit
Best
in.
part of the show. Best part of the show.
You want to go? I think you should go first for this one. Parlay Lou.
All right, boys. We was one leg away from a plus 747 last week. Very upset. Sabatini or GM3. We ended up going with GM3. The motherfucker pushed the pace in round 3. Won 29-28. He won the third round. Very annoying. Looked shit in the first 2, but we are all good. We should have went with Sabatini, but this week we ain't fucking around this week, boys. We are going with the first leg I will take is Virna Jandiroba. Money line at -145. The second leg I will take is Dan Ige money line at +152. And the third and final leg I shall take. Shall I just be a pussy and put that in the big one?
I mean, we've been here for 2 hours, so.
Actually, fuck that. Virna money line -145. Krylov and Dominick Reyes under
Dang.
minus.
Let me get the
Tulio doesn't go -285.
Yeah, these are all on different books, but we could.
It does, bro. It's similar price. Who gives a
Who
fuck?
cares? I'm not doing all that work.
You know, when we did like the first 25 shows, like, okay, we're doing it perfectly. Like, bro, fuck all of that, man. We're just doing a video. Who cares?
Right, and let's hit.
I'm not tracking it or sending it out or anything like that.
You want me to add these up, or you?
Yeah, might as well, bro. Oh, yeah. No, they're final. They're final.
Okay, yeah.
Tell me what I got at the moment.
But I gotta give you the. +282.
Oh, this guy's weird, bro. Ban that guy. +282. +282 currently.
Yeah.
Fuck, I might add that Hooper Miller there. Hooper Miller looking good. All right, add that Hooper Miller.
You want to just try? You want to just do the fight doesn't go because Miller cardio, or is that too good of a price? Like, this is a parlay day, right?
The fight doesn't go is like -200, bro.
Oh yeah, remember it was the big difference. You're right. That's on FanDuel, the under 2.5. So play this one on FanDuel, yeah. Or
I'll just go doesn't go to decision and get worse odds. It's fine.
-112. I think Hooper finishes him though. So
yeah,
+624.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
Yeah.
Jew. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Time to motherfucking shine, boy.
Thanks, bro. I'll go with Tulio money line. Did you use that one or no?
No. Only doesn't go.
Yeah, I'll just go Tulio money line. I'll go Sue money line.
Yes, sir.
I'll go Olek money line. I'll go Ige money line.
I was gonna put him in the for the plus money.
Oh, for the KO?
No, I was gonna put him in the crazy one, but it's all good.
I'll go with Krylov under 2.5 -148.
Bro, you do it? No, don't do that because I've done that. Don't double up.
Okay, you're right.
Bro, that's enough, bro. That's big odds, bro. Why are you
Let me cook,
crazy?
bro. Let me cook.
Bro, that's huge odds, man.
Let me cook, bro. What is it? What do we got so far? All right, what do we got so far? What do we got so far? +686? +686?
No, it's bigger than that, bro.
No, it's plus. With those four is +686. And I want to add Patricio. I want to add Patricio Pitbull, bro. I think Pitbull is gonna win, bro.
Bro, you're taking all the legs for the crazy one, bro.
Oh wait, isn't the crazy one like a prop, or no?
Doesn't have to be.
Oh, okay, my bad. Then I thought that was 20 to 1. No, Parlay Joe.
Hey, look, the first thing you said on the stream was like the streets is talking, saying that the Jew's gone soft. So now you need to show them that you're not soft.
I have to, right? Like, dude, you're lucky I don't add Volk here.
Are you done? Or what do you want?
I'm just playing, bro. That I'll stick with the Ige money line. I'll take out Pitbull. I'll be a pussy, bro. +686. That's fine, right?
I guess so, bro. Similar to me.
Yeah. People can't get too mad at that. JV took it personal. I wanted to go, dude. I feel like we should go for like a parlay 7 old school. I feel like this is the week for it. That's just what I feel in my gut. Like we add,
Boys, what do you reckon?
like
You
right?
reckon we should
Like,
do 7 parlays like we
yeah.
used to?
No, I'm saying you remember the money line parlay 7?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like I feel like that's like the one that hits this week. Like we go Virna, we go Ige, we go Pitbull, and we go for like a 30
Money
to 1.
line parlay. Fuck it. Let's do the all right. Let's do money line parlay. Right?
Let's go.
The old school.
Let's go. Then we don't even got to do parlay Jew. We could just make this it.
We can. We'll see what we think. All right. So what we saying? What we putting in there? We got to put Tulio, right?
I like Tulio, bro. I like the guys I all put in already. Like honestly.
Oh, true. Because you already did a money line parlay.
That's what I was going for. Yeah. That's what I was going.
Okay. But then what? We want to do another money line parlay?
Nah. We could just make that parlay Jew. Like it don't matter. We're just giving it for the people, right? End of the day.
Oh, because you already did the money line parlay here. Because that's money line as well.
Yeah, and we can make like a crazy one. Like what other money lines you feel like?
Crazy one.
You know, like
just put all the money lines in Volk.
Yeah. Well, are you confident in Volk? Like that's the.
But you've already done 4 money lines out of like 7. Like, what's the point? Do you want to put another 3 and it's just the money line? Basically, you took the money line.
Dude, we hit like remember we hit that 8-leg parlay, bro, for Volk and I mean it was yeah,
but the thing is, if we do an 8-leg, which is fine, I think
it doesn't got to be an 8-leg, but all right, let's just.
But you should change your parlay then.
All right, I'll change my parlay.
Because what I mean is like if the money line parlay misses, then automatically your parlay misses.
All right, you're right. I'll go with a different one.
So I bang this in the money line parlay as the start.
Yeah.
And then I remove this one, and then you get the props or just not money line.
Maybe we'll take
That's smart. That's what we used to do as well. We used to like swap and change so they don't combine with each other and shit.
Yeah. Dude, but aren't you like confident in Virna? I know like she's in 2 parlays, but we could maybe take her out of here.
No, we can put her like we can cross over like 1 or 2 money lines if we really like them, but not like 4, and it doesn't make sense, you know.
I like with this Virna. We could go with Virna.
What, you want to do the money? All right, fuck it. Let's just finish the money line parlay.
Yes, bro. This is our week, bro. I'm telling you. I feel it in my gut.
All right, Virna, bang. To be honest, Volk's scary.
Volk is scary. I like Pitbull better than Volk.
Yeah. Crazy.
You know, I feel like that's fine. We could add Krylov, but like that's risky. Like
Nora? Horrible.
Are you feeling it, bro?
Should we check the odds? If the odds are like plus 3,005, then right. I don't know. I don't think they will be though. They're not big enough. See where the odds are.
Plus 34.70. Sheesh, I like it. I think we should just keep it at
34.70.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's over free. That was over the 3,005 parlay we had then.
This would be a legendary with cash, bro. Obviously, dude. I came on here last week and I gave a 2-leg parlay, and that shit didn't even hit. Let's go for it, bro. Let's go.
Let's fucking go, boys. We're swinging for the bleachers, the old school, the 2024, the parlay 3, the money line parlay, the old school parlay 7. I'm actually just gonna do like parlay 3, aka 7. You know, because like, just so we know, bro. Big pay-per-view. Get silly with it. Says Blunt Force. By the way, shout out Blunt Force, my man, my editor, the best MMA/video editor in the entire game. You already know. Yeah, sweet, bro. Plus 3,470. The money line parlay, it cannot lose. And then you gotta get crazy with the Jew part. Oh, maybe not, but you should go old school Jew and just lose your mind.
You know, right? We have to now, right?
1 million to 1, you know.
We already got like our safe parlay. I feel like parlay Lou, that's a cash, bro. Like so now we just got
that should be minus 250.
That's our safe parlay right there. Now now we go on Pitbull doesn't go the distance. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with. Should I just go crazy? Like, should I really just? All right, Pitbull 2-3.
Okay, so we need to make 2.
Oh, shouldn't we do a safe one, bro? I feel like we should do another safe one.
Oh, bro, my Uber Eats is delivered. My Nando's, bro. Wait there.
All right. I'm going Ige KO. That's the parlay right there. Or should I do Cornolle inside the distance? Wait, I got it. When he comes back, I'll let him know when I'm out. All right, hold on. I'm going Pitbull doesn't go. Parlay 7's cashing anyway, so just put your shekels on that, guys. Take like $20, put it on that. We never go for it like that. So plus 110. Cornolle inside the distance is like plus 285. And then EA KO was plus 380. It's plus 3781. I think that's what I'm gonna do, guys. Nando's, bang. Bro, I got the parlay. Hear me out.
Tell me, bro. Tell me why I eat my sweet potato fries, bro.
You might like the Pitbull 2-3 better, but I'll let you do that if that's gonna be like you could do like a crazy parlay too if you want. But I'll go plus
you're
1.
not doing Pitbull 2-3?
Nah, I'm gonna do the fight doesn't go.
Okay.
I'm being a pussy, all right? No, I'm not really. Pitbull doesn't go.
Yeah.
Dan Ige KO plus 380.
Oh yeah, I like it.
And then I'm gonna go with Cornolle inside the distance. What do you think? What do you think, bro? Pays
It's amazing.
It pays plus 3730.
Oh, that's bigger than our current one. Fuck.
Dude, you want to do another one, like a safer one?
No, I want to do a crazy one, bro.
You want to do a crazy one? All right. I guess Parlay Madness might be back. Oh.
This is Parlay Madness.
It's crazy, brother. This is crazy.
Bro, I don't want to give away the game, and I don't want to embarrass myself, but we just went with mild, bro. But mild's still decent. It gives a little bit of spice. So basically, boys, there's like 6-7 levels of spice. You got no spice, then you got lemon and herb, you got mango and lime or something like that. Then you got mild, then you got hot, and you got extra hot. So I got the fourth one, mild. It's a little bit hotter than they say. It sounds kind of shit, but it's all right. It's all right.
I would love to try some, bro. We gotta link up one day, bro.
Hey, bro, definitely. We'll do the live. Bro, I was meant to do it when I came Vegas, bro. Where was you? Where was you at? I came all the way to America. I can't come then all the way to Texas, bro. Like, come on. I do want to do that.
No, I have to go to New Zealand. That's the answer, bro.
I'm here, bro. We're here. All right.
That's the answer. But you're right.
But then I gotta go because I gotta eat my mild Nando's. All right. Parlay 2.5. Lou crazy. All right, bro.
Can I do a Jew safe one? I feel like in my heart I should do one when I'm done, but maybe not.
All right, I'm got Pitbull 2-3. But then one will have 2, one will have 3.
Okay. 275. I love it, bro.
Pitbull 2-3 right there.
This is madness, bro. Oh,
this is Parlay Madness. This is what it was always meant to be.
Oh my gosh.
Parlay 2-3. I mean Pitbull 2-3.
Yeah. Parlay 2-3. What about Ole KO?
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go with that one.
See that one sitting out there.
What's that, dude? That should be insane already.
Plus 3330 for the first one, and then plus 4555 for the second one. 4555. Dude, I like the numbers we're getting, dude.
Woo! 3330 and 4555. Jeez.
We just need one of them to hit, bro.
Yeah, just one. All right, bro. I mean,
can I do a little safe one real quick, and then we head out of here?
Yeah, okay, let's go.
All right, bro. I'll go a little two-legger just for the people. Nah, you know what? This is enough. We did it.
You sure?
Yeah, bro. This is, dude. We got a safe parlay, bro. It's plus 6, plus 624.
Minus 250.
We give out a bunch of plus EV legs, bro.
Yeah, that's it. By the way, boys, ignore all of these parlays and just focus on our breakdowns from the first 2 hours. Don't worry about the stupid shit we did after. This is just degenerate shit. Just worry about this stuff. Don't come at me like they used to when the parlays miss because they're plus 40 million and then they come at me. But by the way, boys, the show we're up about 40 units lifetime.
And this is why, because we never afraid to shoot for the stars, bro.
We shoot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And you also don't enjoy 100% of the food that gets cold. So I got to go now, boys. That was it. Parlay Madness episode, whatever the fuck. If you want the parlays, they're on your screen right now. You better screenshot them. Should we do the old school where we broke them down?
Nah, bro. The people know.
People know.
People know. Go get your food in, bro.
Superstitious. But no, we're good. Boys,
this
rewind.
Is our week, bro. End of the day, I'm confident, bro. I'm confident in this one. It just feels like a big pay-per-view. I got the Miami Heat out. You know what song everybody needs to go listen to? Miami by Will Smith. I'm going to Miami. You know that one?
Benino, Miami. Yes, of course, brother. Let's go. That is it. The Miami Heat. We love it. We're going to be heating up in Miami. Shout out to the Jew. Shout out to the Lou. I don't want to ruin it by breaking anything more down. So, mic drop.
Shout out all of you.
Bomb.